Welcome back, friends, to TV5 News at 9. It is time now for one of our favorite segments, Aging in Style, with American Retirement Advisors. Joining us now is President and Owner Joe Vitale. Thank you so much for calling in. How are you, Joe?
Doing good, Colette. Good morning. How are you?
We're doing well. Thank you so much. Now, you are always here giving us such important information on retirement. Now, if you at home want to hear more from Joe, be sure to grab your phones and scan the QR code right there on your screen to subscribe to his newsletter. It's called Financial Vitals, where you can stay tuned in to the very latest financial news and market updates. Now on to today's topic, pre-planning and protecting your money in retirement. So Joe, what is the best thing that people can do to pre-plan for retirement?
Yeah, the best thing is a lot of people, they just put into their 401k, save.
Right.
Then it comes to retirement, they don't know what to do, but they've been good savers, so they've got a good 401k, which is really going to help. But the best way is now is how much debt do we have? Is the debt gone? Are we out of debt? That's going to really help the scenario when you go into retirement. And a lot of times people really don't have the plan other than just saving, and that's where we kind of come in and put that plan in place so that help them transition, because now it's trying to get to know how much they need and where they're going to pull income from. And that's a plan where they, as long as they're good savers, got a good amount of money saved out of debt, then we can really show them how to transition that plan for retirement and pull income as needed.
Joe, so how does someone know their retirement needs?
Again, I think a lot of it comes down to the debt load. I have some of our clients who $30,000 a year in income is more than enough. Some they need $100,000 or $60,000. And depending on debt, depending on what their goals are, what their hobbies, their passions. Some of our clients just love to travel. I mean, now that a lot of the restrictions are brought up, I've got my clients traveling again, and they need X amount of dollars every month to make that happen. So we've got that plan in place for them. And other clients, they're like, no, you know what? We're not driving a lot. We just love to stay home. We just like to go out and do things together. And they don't need as much. So depending, again, if they have still a big mortgage or a lot of payments, that's a lot more debt, a lot of debt they have and a lot more money they're going to need. But if they can live lean and depending, they're going to have more than enough, give them nice peace of mind in retirement, not have to worry about where it's going to come from.
Now, Joe, you hear this sometimes. Is it accurate that you should have a financial plan for at least 20 years?
Not really. I think just even doing something, right?
Yeah.
If a lot of people just with the time value of money, if you're putting into your 401k like clockwork and you're getting the match and you're just methodical about it, you're doing great. You could be doing it for 20, 30, 40 years. Not really, you didn't really have a formal plan, but you did something. It wasn't a real financial plan, but it was just, hey, I'm putting money away. And with the time value of money, the magic of compounding interest, you've got a great nest egg now. And so not that you had a formal plan, but you started doing the work early on, and you do need that time value of money to build up. But then when it comes to transitioning into retirement, a lot of our clients that come to us and say, Joe, here's what I got. I just did this. Is this enough? And we show them, and in a matter of a month or two, we put that plan into action and create a really nice 30-year compass program for them so they can see for the next 30 years the roadmap for retirement, what that's going to look like.
That'd be so helpful for everyone to have, Joe. That sounds awesome. So what are some of the steps that people need to consider when it comes to protecting their money while in retirement?
Really important, and that's the thing. A lot of people say, oh my goodness, what do I do now? I've got this money, I've got $500,000, I got $1 million, $2 million, what do I do? Well, if you don't have your powers of attorney in place, your trust in place, we work with Carol Thomas, who's an awesome elder law attorney and estate planning attorney. Her and Jim, they do such a good job. So the reason that's important is you could save all your life and not have your documents in order, and it could be lost. You've got to make sure you have those in order, but also how about a long-term care or long-term care hybrid, something where a lot of people don't want to spend the money and lose it if they don't use it. So there's strategies to protect it, but to also help provide for long-term care, also be properly allocated. Some people are way too allocated in the market, and right now it's a little scary. So you need to have that safe bucket of money, that tax-free bucket of money, and the taxable. And then emergency funds. You better have some cash on hand for emergency, because if you have to sell when the market's down, that's really going to hurt. So if you really want to protect it, you need that holistic plan, and that's where we come in with making sure that with taxes, with long-term care, longevity, longevity. We have to make sure that money lasts, and we've kind of planned for every variable out there.
And these next things, we hear a lot about them, especially right now. What are market fluctuations and taxes about?
Yeah, that's a little scary right now. Is everybody's like, Joe, my goodness, what's happening? Well, I mean, I don't have the crystal ball. Nobody does. But if we always talk about being properly allocated.
Yeah.
Making sure we've got money in growth, making sure we have money in safety. Because when our clients, when we have a lot of our clients in retirement, and they need that consistent income. And if the market's down, you can't sell off at that point. You'll never make it up. So we've got safe money that we can pull from regardless of market volatility. We've got growth money that when the market's up, we can pull from it there and take some of the gravy off the top. We've got some cash, and also the tax-free. Then we also look at, what about taxes? What's happening? We know taxes are going to go up. With all the spending going on, there's no other way. So inflation, taxes, we're looking at strategies to maximize our clients' retirement, to make sure they pay as little tax as possible and take advantage of our current tax laws right now, because they're going to change in the next 4 years. And we want to make sure that we've got them in a position that they're not, a lot of times people say, well, I'm never going to touch my IRA because it's taxable once I do that, right? It is, of course it is. So the accountants, which we love our accountants that we work with, they say never take out because you're going to pay tax on that. But if we can do it now at a lower tax bracket, when they go up, we're going to be way ahead of the curve and not have to pay as much. So very important to remember that.
Okay, so Joe, wrap this up in a nice little bow for us. Pre-planning for retirement. How do we get started?
Best way, wrapping it up, pre-planning for retirement, call us. Give us a call.
Yes.
What we're going to do is we're going to put a nice program together for you. A lot of our clients, especially when COVID happened, they were thrown into retirement when a lot of things shut down. And we were able to put a great program together for them because they didn't know they could retire. And just showing them step by step and putting them into the right categories, showing them how we're going to pull income from each area so that they've got that consistent check every week or two or every month. That money comes in like clockwork to help them to live and to not worry about retirement and to have that peace of mind.
Love it. So basically, ask Joe. Joe knows.
That's it.
Joe, thank you so much. Appreciate all the tips.
My pleasure. Take care, Colin. Good to see you again.
You as well. Now listen, viewers, for the latest financial news and market updates. Be sure to subscribe to Joe's newsletter. It's called Financial Vitals. And if you want more information on today's topic, head on over to the Aging in Style page at WNEM.com.